live? We're live. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Ready Made RC's Facebook Friday. We do this every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Gives us a chance to share with everybody the latest new products that are either here or on their way, and also to talk about things relating to the hobby and to just talk about stuff and answer questions as well. I'm Tim. This is Kevin. We have some cool things to show you today and a few things to talk about, so let's get going. Let's get started, Kevin.
All right.
What you
First
talking?
is the Connex Falcore.
Kevin jumped right by the talking points. Come on.
Yeah.
Kevin. All right, so I know the Falcore isn't a brand new product. We've actually had it on our site for a couple weeks, but there were some issues with the batteries. We didn't have official testing results showing that they had passed some UN testing, so we didn't have them available to order until this week. So we're treating it as a new product since it's now available to ship from us. So
We like to keep our customers and our shippers safe, so we decided to hold off on shipping them until we had the proper documentation. Now that we have that, we can sell them to you and ship them out. So
got to follow the rules.
Yep.
So this system's $799, and I know a lot of us in the hobby are probably, whoa, $800.
Sounds expensive.
That's
It
a
really
lot.
does.
Then you take a closer look at what it includes, and it's really a lot. First of all, it has a full Pro Sight system integrated into it already.
Which is already expensive on its own. So
Right. But this is the quad assembled with camera, the RC controller with the Pro Sight receiver mounts right to it, powered by a lithium battery, so it's going to last a long time.
a lot of cool features for beginners too. It's got sonar, easy to use controller. Understand modes as well.
Right. Has kind of this mode where, and we didn't write down the name, I can't think what it's called, but basically for beginners especially, it'll keep it at a set height off the ground so you can shield mode, thank you.
Yep.
Keeps it a set height off the ground so that for people that are just starting racing, they can get in there and have some fun and maybe not worry as much about crashing. Uses a sonar sensor that's on the bottom.
Speaking of crashing, it's also easy to fix too. You got O-rings on here. These actually, I'll show you the side view here. You can see these O-rings. They actually slide on and off, and they absorb some impact.
The arms actually, in a extremely bad crash, can pop off if needed, and they have plugs in there for the motors that will disengage, so you're not going to break things. I had someone that bought one of these down at the CFL event that wiped it out pretty bad, and kind of giving me a hard time, joking around, brought up a board, basically the guts of it, and said, "Oh, is this covered under warranty?" He had crashed and had popped the arms off, and then he was just able to slide out the electronics from the inside, but nothing was actually broken. It was easy to
It's
put
pretty
back
cool
together.
seeing that.
Yeah, it's actually a really good setup, and it's HD. It does have a stop and land button, if you get in a tight spot or something, this is not... It's easy for people that have been flying a while, we're like, oh, it's pre-built, and I don't need to worry about that, but there are a lot of new people getting into this, and I think this is a good way to get in. It's everything you need minus the goggles, and you get in right into the newest technology if you get one of these.
The transformers are a good goggle to use if you're going to buy this as well.
Yep, and we are going to have a lot of stock next week of the transformers.
The
Fat Shark transformers. Yep. We are out right now, but we will have a bunch.
They've been selling pretty fast. So
yeah, they're on their way already. I'll go back and say we are going to do a giveaway. So we're going to do it a little bit later. This is a prototype. Here, let's move this.
Prototype.
This is a prototype. Now, it looks just like the 1S charger that we already sell, right?
Except for the text on the side.
Except for the little tiny text right here that says 4.35 volt.
HV.
HV. So this is, the 1S HV charger. We're going to give this away later. It's up for pre-order. The shipment's going to be coming out. Should be shipping this weekend, so we should have them
Sometime
maybe by the end
week.
of next week,
Yeah.
I think. So get a pre-order in. We'll get those shipped out as soon as they arrive, but we are going to give this guy away. It's a fully functioning prototype. The final one's actually going to have a white PCB.
So you'll be the only one with a black PCB HV charger.
It's the only one we have, too,
yeah,
right?
so-
So we won't even have one.
Yep.
So
It's tested, works great. So we okayed production and be here next week. So get your pre-orders in if you don't win this one.
yep, if you don't win. So we'll do the little contest later. I guess another non-product related thing in, about 2 weeks now. We're going to be going to the Toledo Week Signals event.
Yeah.
We've been doing this now for 4 or 5 plus years.
It's been a long time.
I know I've been to all, for quite a while. Kevin's been to quite a few.
The first one with you.
So it's going to be me, Kevin, Ryan, and Alec are going to be up there. So, if you're anywhere in the area.
Best crew, number one crew.
Well, that's true. Yeah, the best of Ready Made RC. Sorry, Joe. You don't rank. You come say hi to us. We're going to have items for sale. Kevin will be there modeling for us.
Yes.
Lots of planes. We might have a new prototype plane to show off.
New prototype plane and possibly something else. I don't want to say yet, but if you stop by our booth, we'll show you.
Usually, there's a lot of folks there too, and you can meet some of the guys from RC groups and.
Matt Gunn's always there.
Yep. Jim Graham's usually there as well.
Another celebrity.
Yep. I think we'll have some stuff to show off. I'm doing a presentation on Friday and Saturday at noon in room 314. It's just a Q&A, FPV, your questions answered.
Fun with flags.
Yes, fun with flags. So, if you come in, again, it's going to be a pretty informal presentation and just talk to people about questions about FPV.
One of the FPV gods is going to show you how to do it. So
yeah, right. Thanks, Kevin.
Don't forget our
Kevin's kissing up again.
Our spring cleaning sale still going on. So if you have any, you find anything in our closeout section with an extra 10% off there using the code Spring Cleaning, all capital letters, Spring Cleaning,
all one word.
All one word. Yeah. For an extra 10% off the already clearance price.
There's a lot of products there. It's like 800, over 800 now in our closeout section. But, it's worth it digging through it. There's some really good deals on lots of props. Maybe they're not as popular, but they'll still get the job done. But just lots of other products. Mm-hmm. So take the time to go through it. I know, again, it's 800 products, a lot to look through. But there's some really good deals. Plus the extra 10% off should really... might get you up in the air with something. Might even be enough to build a whole quad in there, I imagine.
I'm sure there is.
People want to know how we're running the contest for the HV charger.
I think we're going to do like we always do.
Yeah, stick with what we know, right?
Yeah, so we're going to pick a time at some point here in a little bit and just say go. And when we do that, just throw in a comment. Kevin's sexy, Joe smells funny. Whatever you want to put in.
Any comment.
Any comment. We'll give you about a minute, and then Joe's going to randomly pick... someone out of the list, and you're going to be the winner.
Yep.
It's a little bit easier than us trying to do the Q&A, since sometimes the responses come through, timing is a little bit weird, and to know exactly who replied first. So it's a way for us. And Joe's impartial. He really does just kind of glance through and just put his finger down.
If you tip him, I've heard he picks your name. So
he'll do a lot if you give him some money, but that's a whole different story.
Or food.
Well, let's get on to the products here. Next, we have something really simple, but a lot of you requested this. Just simple M3 O-rings, and they're good for mounting flight controllers. Some people like to try them underneath their motors. We include 25 per pack, and they're cheap. They're $1.49 for 25 pieces. So put them on all your quads, and it's a nice tool to have in your box if you're trying to get rid of some of those last vibrations. So
right.
One might ask, why 25 pieces and not 26?
Well, we want you to buy 2 packs. That way you have 50. So, we make the extra 25 cents. So, there's that. That's a pretty simple product.
So, we didn't really have a demo except for just one of the particulars or individuals, but we've added a ton of props again.
Somebody asked, what is the part number for the new STRIX charger? I can't find it to pre-order.
I can't remember what it is. It's
you should be able to go under batteries and charging.
Yeah, it's by the old one still, but
we'll look it up here. Maybe Peter can put a link in there if he's watching.
Yeah, we'll link you to that.
Yeah, we'll throw a link in the comments a little bit later. Sorry about that. We're working on our search, and we know it needs some work.
RaceKraft props.
RaceKraft and others too. Was it just?
Yeah, we've got some others as well. Just check out our new product section for our new props. We've got all kinds of new stuff.
Yep,
this
props.
is the new Bi-Blade from RaceKraft.
Yep.
And
their props.
It has their sticker always inside there. You can see the edge of it, but
just go to the new product section. There's so many. It's like we're not going to bring them all out here to show.
We don't want to bore you with the details of props.
We'll bore you with other things instead.
Yes. Just wait.
Yeah, just wait. I'm waiting to bore you. All right. Well, this one we've been upgrading some of our batteries to 70C. So we now have 1800 milliamp hour 70C batteries available. 3S
3S and of course 4S. We've had the 4S for a while. We just got the 3S in.
Right.
It's built. Yeah, you said XT60 and T connector. It's a good size, a lot of power, just a good solid battery pack.
Yeah. So just want to let everyone know, since it's in the new products, that we've got those. We're going to keep adding. We've got some new sizes in the works as well. You know, if you have requests, let us know. You know, we don't want to just have random sizes. We're trying to pick things that people actually need and want. Looks like someone put the list or the link in there for the HV.
Paul did, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul.
Well, we finally updated our Cricket V1 transmitters, and you might recognize this as the
Cricket cams.
Yeah, the Cricket cam, the FXT 805T. It's basically the same thing as that, but with all of the U.S. ham channels, the legal ones.
Yes.
These are smaller than the original, and they also are available in dipole and right-hand circular polarized. And you might ask why you'd want to go with one or the other. Well, of course, as we know, circular polarized cuts down on your multipath, but it's not quite as durable as the dipole. So it's a trade-off.
And yeah, these new versions actually have the mounting already built into them to be able to go directly on an Inductrix.
Yeah, that's the best part. I think.
So no 3D printed mount needed. You'd literally just
They're
pull your
lightweight
screws out,
too.
put it on.
Yeah. So even the mount that it's pretty lightweight. I think it's like a gram.
Right. So super lightweight. Again, they're basically the same as the FXT805, except since we OEM'd them, we have a little more control over the price. So pricing should be better than buying the other one somewhere else. Yeah, we need to do the giveaway though. So whenever I say go, after I say go, you have a minute to just put in a random comment. And after the minute is up, Joe will pick a random person out of that list. Maybe while there's comments, we'll also answer questions if you have comments going through there as well.
Okay.
So as soon as Joe gives me the thumbs up that he's ready to do the timer, he's giving me the thumbs up. On your mark, get set, go.
All right.
So while we're at it,
some Jeopardy
were there any
music or
questions or anything, Joe, that anyone asked, or comments that seemed interesting, or
Someone's asking for a 650 4S battery.
A 650 4S battery. Okay.
So we have
an
800 now.
Okay. Here's a follow-up question. What connector would you want?
That's a good question.
On that battery, and C rating.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So while he's
TikTok,
answering that, you got any other questions?
I saw someone ask when the Tramp. I thought I saw Tramp.
And someone asked if we're gonna be making it out to Seth.
Seth, that one's not on our schedule right now. We can look at it.
Before.
I think we sponsored, but I don't think it lined up this year with our schedule.
We have a lot of events. It's a busy year. We are trying to hit a lot of them. Unfortunately, we can't get all of them.
Flight Fest
XT30,
West, I think, is our next big show out in California. I'm not sure about Seth though. So
right.
XT30, you said?
Yes, XT30 60 plus C.
60 plus C. Okay, well we can look into that. Thanks for the suggestion.
Yeah. We want to make sure we're bringing in things that everyone wants. How are we doing on the time for that?
Time is up.
All right.
Give them just a couple seconds here for the delay for them to roll in.
Okay.
All right.
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. We are going to pick
I can see on the screen that he's just kind of scrolling through.
Brandon
Gales.
All right.
You are the winner of the only currently available HV1S charger.
Yep.
STRIX charger. Congratulations.
Send us a message on Facebook and we'll get it sent out to you.
All right. So one of the things, and this is the boring part, at least for some. One of the things one of the special things we did for our version of the Cricket Cam, which again is the same as the FXT
And all of
805T, and all of the products that we sell, we tend to, if you notice, limit the frequencies that our transmitters operate on. And not everyone does it. And I think this is a big deal, and it's something that I want to bring up. I don't want to go too long about it, but none of these transmitters are FCC Part 15 compliant. They never will be. And all that means is they aren't supposed to be sold as a consumer device. These are all meant to be operated by someone that has an amateur radio license. If you don't have one, you should get one. If you're flying this stuff, just go to arrl.org, and you can get all the information about getting an amateur radio license. So it's really important that we keep our hobby healthy and still available to us in a few years. You know, we could be real short-sighted and try to have lots of fun now and then realize that we're going to get taken down by the feds who don't like us doing things. But one of those problems right now is we're seeing a lot of illegal equipment being shipped not only by overseas companies, but being sold by some U.S. companies as well. And that's a big deal, and not just for the people using it, but for the hobby as a whole. So again, these only can be operated under ham rules, and there is a specific band which is 5650 megahertz to 5925. The signal can't be outside of that to be in the legal bands for this 5.8 gigahertz band. A lot of just standard units have channels outside of that, but there's also some people pushing a new frequency band.
It's usually named as the DJI band, and it has I think 2 or 3 bands or channels outside the legal limit there. And then we've got low band now.
That new that L band is really bad. It's bad. The other ones are bad enough, but the low band stuff is one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up. And, you know, I'm not going to try to get in an argument with anyone, but the problem is the FCC allocates frequencies for safety and for just usability. Some of these bands, or some of the parts of the low band, is actually radio navigation for aircraft. I believe satellite navigation might be in there. A few other very specific things. Some are government-only bands. The problem is they are just flat out not legal to import or operate. And
well, you know, the Connex Falcore uses those. So, what's the difference between the Falcore using those and low band?
The rules the FCC has is there are certain power limits across other areas of the bands that things are allowed to have. It's very low. It's an average power of, when you get into some of those bands, it's well under 10 milliwatts average power. Digital systems, you know, it works out a little different there. But
so the Falcore is okay then?
The Falcore is FCC approved. It has an FCC ID on it. Okay. That's one of the few systems that don't require an amateur radio license if you're operating it as it's shipped. Some people say, oh, if it's 25 milliwatts, it's legal. That's not true either. It's beyond just the power output. There's a lot more to it.
Changeable antenna, things like that.
Yeah, you know, and changing the antenna on a product technically make it no longer compliant as well, but that's a whole different story. But right now, we've kind of been the FCC has allowed the marketing of these items as long as they're to amateur radio folks. But if people are using them illegally, eventually they're going to close that loop or that.
Or selling them illegally.
Yeah, or selling them illegally, even using them illegally. They're gonna close that loophole that we've all been given, and then we're going to not have much of anything.
And they have done in the past. They've created precedents with other companies. We're not going to name names and everything, but they have been fined before.
Yeah, it's been a few years, but the FCC went after probably 3 or 4 FPV-related companies back in late 2008 or 9 or somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. Fined them, fined some, warned others specifically for this thing, and their specific rule was has to be locked on the legal amateur frequencies. So I'm saying all this to just say, look, stay away from the systems that are doing low band. Stay away from the systems that are don't buy the systems that can operate on illegal frequencies. And if you're selling stuff, the FCC is going to come down on you at some point. And we don't want to get tied up in it, but we also don't want our hobby to get tied up in it.
We have a question.
Sure.
Zach Emerson says, where do I get a ham sandwich?
I was going to say something that was probably not politically correct.
Subway, local deli,
yeah.
Maybe? Yeah. Do you have a license for that?
Ham.
So do you have your ham license, Tim?
I do.
I've got mine as well.
KD8
It's good for 10 years. So yeah, you get to give away your address.
Yeah. But no, it's easy to do. Again, ARRL.org will get you the information if you dig through there on where to take the test. There are lots of apps that you can practice to take the test. You go somewhere, it's free sometimes. Sometimes you pay $25.
License to FPV right there.
Yeah, that's right. I have an FPV license. But just do it. And then it also helps. It does teach you some of the rules, and there's some basics if you're practicing for the test. Kind of helps you understand why some of these things exist. So that's my end of my rant.
Don't want to bore you too long, so we'll wrap it up.
Oh, trust me, these guys know I can rant a lot more about it.
Yes.
But they made me promise to not.
It was
go on
okay.
too
It
long.
wasn't too bad.
All right. Any other comments about it or anything, or questions? We'd love to help people if you need help figuring out how to do it.
Somebody said it's sad how other companies from other countries don't let the consumer be aware of it. I feel they should be held responsible too.
It's a tough thing, you know. I understand that they're not here in our country, but what I worry about are the ones that we buy from, you know, that or we talk to, that we ask them the question, they're like, we don't care, you know, and they're like, well, of course we get it locked out to be on legal frequencies for us, but they're shipping to other places that don't. Mm-hmm. And the people that are going to get in trouble are the people that are buying it. I mean, the dealers. They technically could go after people that are buying them and buying direct one-off, but I doubt that.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
There's anybody else. So,
right.
Yeah.
But you know, just we just don't want to bring any negative press on us. You know, the ARRL has already
it's bad enough as it is.
Put out some comments because of some of the other frequency illegal transmitters here recently, which we don't sell the unlocked versions to U.S. addresses because of the rules.
Ridiculous.
Right. But you know, I think it's a big deal. So, end of rant.
Let's wrap it up, Tim.
Okay, fine. All right, so make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.
All the things.
Yeah, all the things, all the social things. We're going to keep doing this Facebook Friday every Friday at 3. If we're traveling, we're going to try to do it from the locations as well. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube, username ReadyMadeRC. If you want to maybe have your stuff reposted or you know, just maybe get other people to see it, make sure you tag us, hashtag RMRC or hashtag STRIXRC. So thanks for watching, and we hope everyone has a great weekend and a great week.
Thanks, guys.